Hello everybody, my name is Mind, and welcome back to another Aeroteam YouTube video. And today, I'm joined by the very wonderful Try, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello?
We're going to be checking out his Airbus A350, or really our A350, in which he painted a very special livery on it. And the reason why it's very special is this was actually part of a competition that a couple of the members on the Aeroteam, or just the Aeroteam in general, were hosting, and of which Fifi and Uni were the main judges. So if you'd like to tell us a bit more about the aircraft that you built and sort of the livery and everything about that right now, and then we'll take a tour around it. So if you want to get started on the aircraft, Jai.
This is the Sichuan A350. Its tail registration is Bravo 306 in November. It's a PANDA livery, so it has like a lot of pandas, and it's a very cool livery. Here in the front, a giant panda laying back. I actually messed up a bit. It was the wrong panda. I noticed that the tail registration was different, so I swapped it out with this one. I believe these are flower petals, and they just like go out of like this panda laying down on the flower petals. And then here's some Sichuan text just for and this panda right here. This panda is flying straight into the text. In the back here, this stuck the longest. This was the gradient. This took quite a while. I had to use a sprite craft to get all the colors because I didn't know what blocks to use. And then so I did the gradient first, and then I put the pandas in. At the back here is some it's the Sichuan logo, and then here's like music notes. More flower petals and winglets. I'm very proud of this.
Yeah,
it's very
and
nice.
You did a very excellent job on it.
That's basically.
Yeah, so you did a superb job on this thing, and that is of course why you won the competition. And if you guys are interested, we are hosting more and more competitions as we sort of get into the swing of having the server around. So right now, Morales has just recently announced a car competition. If you'd like to join, just obtain member on the server by checking out the directions for that in the description at aeroteam.org. Super easy, super simple, and it'll be loads and loads of fun. Anyway, Dry basically already gave you a tour of the livery, so I'll give you a bit of a tour of the aircraft. So at the nose here, we of course have the classic A350 nose, and it's very pointy, very pointy, and of course it also has the mask around the cockpit, which does tend to look quite nice. You've just got that around here. You've got some airfoil extensions, including pitot tubes and everything around there. Then you have some static ports that run along the side of the aircraft, as well as a wing light right here. And then there are some levers and airfoil extensions that run underneath the fuselage into the wing box, and so on. Now the wing on this aircraft, and you did mention this earlier, is painted white. Do you know why, or is it just sort of painted that color, and that's how it is in real life?
I believe it's the carbon fiber thing, the material they use, but I'm not too sure about that, so don't quote me on that.
Right.
Pete just asked me to make the wing light. Okay.
But it does look quite good, and you did an excellent job on it. And of course we use quartz and then outlines of slats and flaps in the wool texture that we have in our resource pack. Now for the engine, Trent XWBs, looking pretty cool. These will get an update at some point, so these will be looking a bit different. So will the landing gear that are back here as well, and they look pretty good. In this livery, they are painted gray, similarly to how the engines were painted gray in the Singapore Airlines A350 showcase that you can check out on the channel. Anyway, as we move along the aircraft, you have the flaps in the rear, the winglet, of course, I already showed you that, and then you also have the flat track fairings, which look pretty good. The wing box also does extend outward from the aircraft on the A350, similar to a lot of Airbus design philosophy on the A380 and I believe the A330s as well. Pretty interesting how they do that versus Boeing, who don't particularly do that. You've already seen all of this livery, so we'll take a look more around the aircraft. So you of course have more airfoil extensions at the bottom and the rear exit doors. You also have the horizontal stabilizers, which are pretty pointy on the A350 and actually quite large. Vertical stabilizer right here, which does have a lining that runs along just about a bit more than half of it, which is pretty interesting. Most aircraft either have it or they have it running the whole way, or they just don't have it at all, whereas the A350 is a bit different in that regard. You also have the APU exhaust, which is right here, and then coming around the other side of the aircraft, you should have the cargo doors marked out right there, like so, and then the front cargo doors marked out here as well. Per the inside, we can take a look. Now, you did a pretty excellent job on it, and I really like it going around this interior. Now, if this door is not glitched out, we can take a look on the cockpit. Now, did you redesign the cockpit, or was this just spit from the base aircraft?
Yeah, I did redesign the cockpit. It was, I think it's slightly different on the Aeroteam A350.
Alright.
This one is slightly bigger, I believe. Yeah.
Alright, either way, still good, because you of course did do a custom interior for the entire competition, and that was part of the requirements. Anyway, you have the captain's seat on the left, first officer's seat on the right, levers to represent the side sticks, and then you have the front displays right here, and the overhead panel right here, and then there's some blue. Now, is this blue part of the livery, or is that part of the... Yeah, that is part of the actual cockpit right there. And then you have two jump seats that you've done out right there. Coming round the back, we actually have, so we have the front galley right here, in which you've used quite a bit of quartz. And then we also have the crew rest area, which we can head up into if the door doesn't glitch out. And I sort of edited this a bit, and pretty simple thing. And that's it for the crew rest area there. We can come back down and take a look around the business class. So you're gonna have to help me a bit. You're the one that of course did the seat plan and did everything. So do you know what sort of seating that they have that runs along here?
This is a business class. This took quite a while to find. It was slightly wrong on the original version. There was more business class seats, and I just fixed it. Because accuracy.
Alright. And you did a pretty impressive thing with the details here, is you used, I believe, is it armor stands? Invisible armor stands, correct? And you threw a player head on it, and to get the sort of red finishing that the seats have in the middle, which is a pretty impressive thing that you've done, and actually something people should consider using on their own builds, because I mean, that's actually, I've never actually seen this before or someone do it like that, so good for you. First time, always good to see. Anyway, continuing past their business class, we do have some more jump seats and the middle galley right here, pretty simple. And then they do have quite a colorful interior. And this interior is basically just bright blue with a mix of a very light blue in the center. And then you can come further back. You have another galley right here, pretty simple. Lavatory right there, and there's some other stuff. Basically the same economy right here, and then there's a bit more of a galley back here. And this galley gets quite large on the A350, pretty interesting indeed. Anyway, that's basically it for the interior. So that basically concludes the tour of this aircraft. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found it interesting. Hopefully we'll be seeing more tours of aircraft like this and more things from competitions, because it's always great to see you guys building on the server. Anyway, I'd like to thank Dry for participating in the competition and for winning it. I mean, hey, that's pretty good. Anyway, and also we'd like to thank our channel members, of which Dry is one. Anyway guys, I'd like to say again, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.